Thank you very much, Tarek, and it's a great pleasure to be here with you and with distinguished speakers and colleagues in the audience. I'm delighted to provide some reflections on the importance of the 2025 UN Oceans Conference, which represents a really a critical milestone in global efforts to protect and restore the health of our oceans, which are essential to sustaining life on Earth. In UNEP, we recognize that healthy oceans are the foundation for a thriving planet, and their conservation is indispensable for achieving the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, particularly SDG 14, which is life below water. So why UNOC 3 matters? First of all, it is a turning point for ocean action. The conference is a key opportunity to accelerate the implementation of global commitments on ocean governance, particularly in the wake of landmark agreements such as the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework and the Biodiversity Beyond National Jurisdiction, known as BBNJ. Agreement. UNEP sees this conference as a pivotal moment to move from commitments to measurable actions that enhance marine biodiversity, reduce pollution, and strengthen climate resilience. So, touching upon the three planetary crises or environmental crises. Second, it is important to strengthen multilateral cooperation, which is currently under threat. The challenges facing our oceans, plastic pollution, biodiversity loss, and acidification, and illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, as mentioned by Jonathan, are global in nature and require collaborative solutions. In UNEP, we support an integrated governance approach that brings together governments, international organizations, civil society, indigenous communities, and the private sector to drive ocean positive policies and initiatives. The third point of the importance is advancing the Global Plastic Treaty and pollution reduction. The ongoing negotiations, as you know, for a legally binding global plastic treaty provides a major opportunity to curb marine plastic pollution at its source. So UNEP is committed to supporting the finalization and effective implementation of this treaty, and the number of INC conferences that have been held so far are going towards that. So the solutions towards a circular, just and inclusive economy, particularly for coastal and small island developing states. And of course, you, Tariq, in Bahrain, can attest to the importance of that, which, all of these pollution actions or inactions are affecting small island states. The fourth point or of the importance of the conference is to harness the science and innovation. Science-based policymaking is at the heart of UNEP's mission. And UNOC 3 serves as a platform to highlight the latest scientific assessments, including UNEP's work on ocean climate interactions, the blue carbon ecosystems, and sustainable blue economies. Strengthening the ocean science policy interface will be critical in ensuring that governance decisions are informed by the best available data and indigenous knowledge. And the fifth point of the importance is aligning the ocean and climate action. The ocean climate action nexus cannot be overstated across the knowledge that oceans absorb over 90% of excess heat from global warming and are central to climate regulation. So UNEP urges countries to integrate ocean-based solutions such as marine protected areas, nature-based solutions, and decarbonization of shipping into nationally determined contributions, the NDCs, and of course, the broader climate strategies. So colleagues, Allow me to share with you some of UNEP's projects related to the priorities of UNEP 3. The first one is a flagship initiative, which probably some of you know, the Regional Seas Program, which addresses the degradation of oceans and coastal areas through regional cooperation. It encompasses 18 regions, each with its own regional seas conventions and action plans. These frameworks tackle issues such as marine pollution, biodiversity loss, and sustainable development, involving not only governments, but also scientific communities, civil societies, and local stakeholders. And under the Regional Seas Program, UNEP promotes inclusive and coherent ocean governance by integrating science, policy, and partnerships. The second is UNEP's support to the development of a sustainable blue economy by balancing economic growth with marine ecosystem protection. This program aids countries in harnessing ocean resources for livelihoods and job creation, while ensuring at the same time long-term economic resilience and environmental sustainability. The third is the Marine and Land-Based Pollution Program, which leads the efforts to address pollution from both land-based and marine-based sources, including, of course, plastic pollution. By integrating science, policy, and partnerships, UNEP works to protect marine ecosystems by tackling the issues like agricultural runoff, industrial waste, and oil spills. Another project is the Green Fins Initiative, established by UNEP and the Reef World Foundation, which promotes sustainable marine tourism by implementing environmental friendly guidelines for diving and snorkeling in industries and operating in countries across Southeast Asia and the Caribbean. Colleagues, the role of faith-based communities as moral and spiritual stewards of the planet is invaluable in addressing the ocean crisis. Across religions, traditions, the ocean is seen as a sacred gift, a source of sustenance, healing, and deep spiritual significance. Faith-based organizations have historically played a crucial role in community-driven conservation, ethical resource management, and education on environmental responsibility. So as we approach UNEP 3, UNEP encourages religious leaders and faith groups to support policy and grassroots efforts that protect vulnerable coastal communities, particularly SIDS, which face existential threats from rising sea levels and climate change. We also call for incorporating ocean stewardship into faith-based teachings and mobilize congregations for marine conservation. And finally, advocate for ethical and sustainable economic practices, ensuring that marine resources are used responsibly. So UNEP remains committed to catalyzing action for sustainable blue future. The 2025 Ocean Conference must deliver concrete commitments, innovative financing mechanisms, and strengthen partnerships to protect our marine ecosystems for current and future generations. We cannot afford to delay. Our oceans, our climate, and our communities depend on decisive collective action. Thank you very much.